Hello and welcome to another art stream. I'll be working on my Vtuber art tonight. I've got a few prompts I can use for inspiration, but I thought it would be really fun to tell some of the story through some illustrations, and maybe I can make them into a animatic later. That obviously won't be quite as illustrated, but it will be more animated. So yeah, I'm excited. So let's continue with what I was working on Friday and then on Wednesday. So, one second. Kidoki. There we go. Yep. Yep. There. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to get everything set up. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Wait, did I? Why is this? Wait. What? Okay. Yippee, it works! I got my Huion actually set up this time, with my shortcuts for my keys. So, if it works, I'm not sure. It's being kind of a pain right now for some reason. So maybe it won't work. That's okay. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, you know? It's not a concern. Great! Thanks for dropping by! I'm going to be working on my lore art for my character tonight, so I thought I would just let a bunch of people know. So I'm glad you can make it. This is for a, well, just for fun, really. It's like some artwork that was based around, it was going to be an art challenge, but then I thought, wouldn't it be nice to do something that's kind of like could also be used for future planning for the channel itself. So I thought it would be nice to do some lore, and yeah, it was gonna be some random moments from the story of my character. So Oh, good. A whole bunch of people dropping in. Hooray! Thanks, everyone. Glad you could make it. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this on Wednesday, so I thought I would continue working on this. Great. Yeah, this is the prompt. Well, because this was originally going to be based on a prompt list, and then I thought, wouldn't it be fun to kind of like give it a little bit more purpose? So, yeah, that's why I'm adding in the. Whoops. Let's put this on top. Whoa, that's bright. Oh, shit, I can just lower the opacity. That should be okay. Yeah. Maybe not. It's good. It's okay where it is. Yeah. Is telling the story of the two sides of him constantly at war, and like in this one he's dealing with he's being attacked by the unseelie, which are the in most folklore, unseelie are these creatures that are, well, like your typical like more violent fairy folk are usually the unseelie. Like they're the ones that typically are seen as things like the hobgoblins and the more malevolent fae. So hello, I'm glad you can make it. Yeah, I was having so much fun with this on Wednesday. I just thought it'd be really fun to get back into it today. Because don't get me wrong, drawing dragons is fun, but I thought it'd be nice to get back into this character, especially since I'm working on the. I've been working so hard on the Vtuber, and this weekend I'm gonna try and clean that up some more. Hello. Thanks for dropping in. Hope you had a nice day, and I appreciate you dropping in. Yeah. Decided to get to work on this guy. My telling the story of my character, Vtuber guy. I usually just start out pretty rough and paint early, and then as I refine the ideal, I clean it up. So. Yeah, this is do. It's been interesting learning how to use Live 2D, but it's definitely going to be worth it, I think. Like, it's, from what I've seen of it, it's a pretty impressive animation software too. So that'll be a nice addition to my skill set once I get better at it. A lot to get used to. Nah, I can do that for later. There's cool brushes like the lightning bolt. I'll do that. I'll add that in after I get some more detail in. It's good to know that's there, though. I forgot. What's this brush? Oh, this is another one. Woo! Look at that. I can leave that out there because I don't want it. Just as a reminder of what that brush does. Yeah, these are crazy ones. Woo! Whoa. Yeah, the lower on my character is that he's he was pulled into the fairy realm and then was tricked into giving his name and he lost his name to a fairy folk, and now he's trapped there until he can get it back. or at least until they can find out and defeat the one that stole it. So he's kind of like on a hunt for this creature or being, whatever it was. He didn't really get a good look at it because it was a shapeshifter, so he didn't see its true form. And he's got to hunt down and try and find out what its name is. So he's got the help of these little smaller fey creatures like that have become like familiars for him. Like they're like his like little friends essentially, like little elementals and whatnot. And yeah, they're just around to like try and they know what he's after, and they know how difficult it's going to be, but they figure at least with someone like him, maybe there's, even though it's unlikely, there's, with their knowledge and his like sudden, his growing ability to use magic, because he's slowly changing, like they notice. So as he gets stronger with magic, they're realizing that maybe he does stand a chance, so he's able to get more help from them. A lot of blue. I gotta comment on the. Gotta chill out on the blue. Okay, sorry. Originally was going to have him doing something different, but I might still do it. Where he's unleashing a really powerful spell right here, because I was going to make it so I almost thought it was about changing it to some kind of like just energy attack with his claws, but maybe he's powering. Maybe that's just his body like resonating the spell. Like he's got a. He's preparing it, and his body's just kind of like trying to. It's just emanating the energy of it. So. It's got this. I gotta clean up some of this. One second. Let me get my water. Sorry, I'll be right back. It's right over here. It'll only be a second. Okay. Great. do 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 do. Yeah, slowly been thinking about I've been working on his lore a little bit here and there, but I thought this would be a fun time to just try and iron it all out while I'm doing these, because then after I get my VTuber up, I was gonna do the animatic for it after that. So, and I was gonna try and do it in Clip Studio. So. It'll be nice to have all this stuff figured out beforehand. And then I'll release it on the channel as a short probably it might have some color in it, but it's probably gonna be pretty basic, like flats, where it's not gonna be this painterly. So I'll make them both. Maybe I'll make. Do 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 do. I'm just going to clean up some of the edges here, because it's still very rendered. It's still very loose, so I'm going to try and add in some harder edges here. Hello, thanks for dropping in. If you want to just lurk, that's fine too. I'm perfectly fine with that as well. If anyone wants to just because I do that all the time too. So don't feel bad if you have to you multitask. and have me in the background, that's fine. I just appreciate any company. Yeah, trying to definitely. I'm exaggerating his face a lot here, but it's just to show off like how animalistic his power is, like how primal it is, and how powerful it can be sometimes. Gonna show his wings kind of coming out the back too, because he's forgetting the like the back of his coat would be ripped up from that, or maybe he. This could be before he actually had it fixed, because like maybe he, it kept ripping from like all the times that he, or he kept getting like his wings kept getting snagged on it, so he eventually just had to get it like fixed. He's just like tired of his wings getting caught on this coat. And this is not a good brush. Sorry, 1 second. Let's find a better one. No, those aren't good either. Oh, this is a, I know what that is. I think that's one of my, this one's good. I think. Yeah. Yeah, it's fun to draw this guy. Sorry, I'm good. Just slowly waking up. It's been a long day. Oh, this is a nice... I forgot about this brush. This is a nice one. It's got a nice... Because I can control the dirt... Oh, I thought I could. Maybe I can. Guess not. It's okay. I thought I can control the direction of it, but I can still do a lot even with this shape. So. Maybe with his arm I'll try and make it look even darker, just to add to the, make it contrast a little bit more. Like make the base of it really like almost like a black, well pretty much make it like a really dark like turquoise, and then I can have the crystals really bright against it coming off of him. Yeah. There's a couple things that inspired me to do the crystals on him. One of them probably was possibly even Monster Hunter World with oh gosh, I forget the name of that one. Zen. It's been so long since I played it. He's like the first like boss, the first one of the big bads. This like crystal dragon that like or crystal beast that is it a dragon? I can't remember if it counted as a dragon, but anyway, it was a powerful creature that you had to fight, and you could get like it was a multi-stage fight. And, yeah. Actually, that'd be kind of cool. What if, since everything's so bright here, making the magic coming off the book dark would be kind of cool. So I'm gonna try that. So let's do that. I just looked over and I was like, "Oh my gosh! Please say that the audio's recording." Because for a split second there, I was just like, "Oh no! Did I just forget to even check that?" And it's like, kinda, yeah. Oh no. Yeah, actually, it doesn't work. I thought it might look cool, but no, it doesn't quite work. I think the book's too big. Maybe is the other issue. Like, I think if I fix the size of the book a little bit, maybe that'll help. It's possible the book might be a little bit too big. So once I fix that. Maybe make it even more. It is like a grimoire, but if his thumb is on the other side of it, it should be probably more like this. You know? It's like a small journal he has, almost. Where his hand's on the other side of it. Yeah, I think if I make it look more like it's just like, maybe it's like the spell's like repelling the unseelie, and like he's just emitting this really strong like aura from the spell. I can give him like making all the crystals on him glow a lot, like, kind of like emanating a bright light that's blinding them and repelling them from him. Okay, so I'm going to check one thing out, because his anatomy's off, and I want to fix that now that I'm a little bit further. Let's use bright red to fix this. Because he's got his torso's here. Well, it's not, I don't know if it's really, maybe it's a little bad. I mean, bad's not the right word. It's a little off. It's just, it just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. I think it's more like, if I push this like up, like this, it'll look better. Because I think where it is now just doesn't look good. Because it's kind of like, not only is it kind of, because then I can make the tail maybe going this way, actually. Yeah, I'll be right back. But I like that idea. That's much better already. So that already makes me more excited. Let's go use the restroom really quick. I'll be right back. Okay. Okie dokie. But yeah, if I mean, even that light gesture there has so much more energy already, so if I play off that, I'm kind of like... Yeah, that could work. I like that. Nice. I'll lighten that up so I don't have to... Hello! Glad you could drop by. I'm adding more energy to this pose today, and I was trying to maybe finish this one if we can. If not, then I'll just get it as far as I can and start another one. Because like I said, I'm going to be doing a couple of these for lore. I feel like that leg was... I think if I push this leg up, I can give him a little bit more energy in his, like, this leaping... I mean, this kind of, like, epic, like, battle cry pose he's in. Just get rid of this foot totally. Sorry, sir, we're going to take the foot. See, is this a... This is yeah. Yeah, lore! This is too... I'm just... where should I put this? This is a good spot, right here. Just do this right here. Yeah, that leg already looks... That looks like a such better leg. That leg looks so much better than the one I had. Just like... Oops. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's kind of like he's doing this like huge like surge of energy, like from the like the spell even just being cast, just let out this like wave of energy that knocked all the unseelie creatures back. Like, it's got like this like. Powerful, like dark, powerful blast of energy that just kind of like came off of this. I made the book smaller because I felt like it was it was a wee bit too big, so I'm gonna shrink it down a bit too. Because that was another thing that kind of was it's taking up too much of his arm, like his arm area, so I thought maybe shrink it down will make it easier to see that it's there even. Because right now it's kind of like mixed into everything in this area. Do, do, do. Yeah. See, it's kind of like more like that. But I'm gonna make the pages actually, yeah, like a gold. So there. Because they're in on my VTuber, it's blue, but there's already someone. And honestly, I know it's purple, but there's so much cool colors here. I thought it'd be kind of cool to change it to be just the others, to be a more of a warm, to stand out more. Although it's tricky because it's like right next to his coat too, so I can't make it red, but which would have been another fun color to make it. But I guess I can keep the book itself purple, but just yeah, like the outside of the book could be glowing like a purple. Not this bright. That's too bright. I gotta dampen that down a little bit because it's way too bright. I think so. Yeah, like just the overall, like the energy in the pose. Like I think that just looks better like that. Plus, it just wasn't reading as a. It was kind of showing. It was emphasizing too strongly the difference between the two legs in a weird way, where it was. And I don't think it was even the correct length anyway. Like it was too. That was definitely too short. So now at least it's the right length. Because he's. Yeah, his legs are different, but they're not that different in length. Like I don't want them to be like wobbly. So oops. That's way too far. I forgot what layer I was on. It's like, why can't I see my line work? And it's like, oh, because I'm like at the bottom of the bottom of the drawing. Oops. So this brush is not good to use for rendering. Let's see if we can find a better one. Yeah, this one's better. Yeah, that would be very, very annoying if you had like one leg that was like a foot longer than the other. That would be that would make it so he pretty much would have to only float. Which just looks silly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love. I mean, clearly asymmetrical designs are fun. Like his having the arm that's awkward is one thing, and that's kind of like definitely inspired by like designs like Hellboy. But a huge foot would be much more of a disadvantage than a huge arm. It is a shame what happened with that story. I was hoping that would become the next popular movie franchise, but they just keep having issues with that. Like every time they try and tell that story, which the comics are good, I promise. It's I don't know why Hollywood seems to find ways to make them not good, but they're or less than interesting, I should say, because they never perform as good as like Marvel or DC in the box office, and it's like Dark Horse is a really good comic franchise, I think. But yeah. It is funny that they really changed Abe Sapien a lot. Like they changed Abe Sapien to the same level that Marvel changed, well, even more so, I'd say, than what Marvel did with Cyclops in the X-Men in the original movies, where it's like they turned him into like this like kind of more moral compass character, whereas like in the comics, I mean, I'd say he's more the loyal soldier than the moral compass. Or the not well. He's more like the what was that name of that guy that in the later X-Files when after Mulder disappeared, there was that other guy that came in that was the T-1000 actor. I forget. I'm blanking on that guy's name right now. Darn it. But anyway, he I'd say that Abe Sapien was a lot more like him. A very much like a cut and dry kind of person who could be funny, but was mostly just like dry humor usually, and was kind of like more about efficiency with like how he dealt with things, and he really wanted to learn about his past because he had just as crazy of a backstory as Hellboy did. So, like the way he was created, why he was created, and who created him. So, and the movies don't even like pretend to look into that. They're just like, yeah, he's this thing that they found, and they're not. He's not asking any questions. It's like, but yeah, he is. Trust me, he is. He cares. There's an entire comic about it. Kind of like how there's an entire one about how Liz, like her powers were like a big part of the main story. Or how she used them. And she wasn't even the love interest for Hellboy. I'm not sure really why they chose that, other than the fact that she's fire and he's fire resistant. Yeah. Well, and it's not even that I hold 100% of it against them because like the when they tried to make him more authentic in the more recent one, they missed the point in there too. So it's like they try and make him corny and goofy, like a guy who, like in the original one where he liked cats and stuff, and they messed that up, but it was fun. And then they try and make him darker and more serious, but they get that wrong too. And then it's almost worse because at least in the other one he was fun. when Yeah, when they had the other actor playing him, he was a more interesting, like, even though it was wrong, it was still more interesting. And I thought the second one was okay. Everyone really disliked the second one, but I thought it was... Wait, there was a one called The Crooked Man that came out last year? Huh. Sheesh, it came out in 2004. Oh. Yeah, Ron Perlman. He did really good, I thought. I mean, he's not... It wasn't... Like, he did as good as he could, really. He's a good actor, so... It's just such a shame because there are good stories, but they keep also choosing ones that I'm not sure I understand why they jump to certain stories. It's kind of like how with same problem the X-Men had where they kept bouncing to these stories where I'm like, guys, these are like end of the like X-Men storylines, right? Like they're like the final days of the X-Men, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna start here, and I'm like, but no one knows who these guys are. Why are you starting at the end? That makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, I heard. I didn't even know it was a thing. Crooked Man, huh? Well, it's just so confusing because they started the newer ones off, and I thought they got a good guy to play Hellboy, that guy from Stranger Things, who plays the detective. He's a good actor, but then they're like, oh, we're gonna start with the storyline that that ends Hellboy's like time with the BPRD, and I'm like, first of all, this isn't even like the right one to use if you're gonna do that, because there's like the Golden Army ended on that kind of thing where like he walked away. So the better idea would have been to make the next one maybe a few of the short stories put together that just about Hellboy. That would have been a better story. Just make it like, oh, this is him off in like Europe saving people from just fairy folk or something, and that would have been a better story. But they're like, no, we're gonna have it so it's the story where he fights Magda, and I'm like, but that ends on such a like serious note. Why would you want to start the series back up again with that? Like, that has a very like final ending to like what happens at the end of that storyline, and it's like, you guys know that, like, I don't want to give spoilers, but it definitely ends on a note where it's like you can't step back from this and like do anything. It's like starting on Apocalypse in the Apocalypse saga in X-Men or something. It's like, guys, a lot of people disappear in this arc. Including some main cast. It's also weird that they got rid of Liz. not Liz, but I mean, not what's her name, the director, which was funny because they're always trying to make it like give both male and female actors like a chance to be powerful, and she was the director. So and his love interest, he liked her the most, or he cared deeply for her. I thought they were a love interest, if I remember right from the comics. As much as he could to someone who's mortal. She was one of the ones he trusted the most, and because they changed it to in the old ones to that guy, and I'm like, and he's a good actor, but I'm like, that's kind of weird that they changed it to him. Yeah, I thought so. Because in a few of the animated movies, she is in those, and he's interested in her in those. And I think also the directors don't understand why the reason they put humans in the comics, like the BBRD, is to show the horror element of it, where it's like you're dealing with these monsters that are just like that are terrifying, and having only other monsters or supernatural things around to fight them isn't scary. But if you put like an agent in the field with Hellboy, then there's someone that the people can be worried about. Because Hellboy's just going to get punched through a wall and go, well, darn. And that, yeah. I mean, even Abe Sapien, the same thing. He's really durable. Despite the fact that they make him look like he's made out of fiberglass in the old ones. And then they got that they brought that guy in the new one, and they said he was a shapeshifter, which was dumb because he's a Wendigo. I'm like, why'd they change that? That was such a weird change. Like, guys, he had such a crazy backstory. Yeah, darn it. Yeah, darn it. The PG version. Darn it. Well, I mean, it's not even that much worse, honestly. In the comic, he just says, he's. And I think in the animated one they did that too. They made that joke that like he's just always saying that. It's like, guys, you can make him say something else other than that. But like the Hellboy in Hell story arc was pretty cool too. But they can't do that because they haven't done enough of the lore yet. Yeah. And honestly, since they don't know either, maybe there was somebody who was like, if you guys aren't going to treat this with like any respect, we don't want you near either of these. Because there's so much like culture, there's so many like there's so much folklore around both Wendigos and Skinwalkers in various cultures, and I'd be so worried at how Hollywood would treat that. Like they have no concern over being accurate with anything. So imagine what they would do to that, where it's like they would just have like some random like just Native American music playing in the background while he transforms. I'm like, no, you idiots! What are you doing? Ah! This is so wrong. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Cause yeah, they're just not good at writing that, like doing any of that stuff. Like, I'm so surprised that American Gods even was a TV. Well, as a TV show, I could see it working because those people, like, as a streaming service, like, I'm sure that they were able to like do a lot of the stuff right. But honestly, I never saw that show though. But from what I saw of it, it looked okay. American Gods isn't my favorite book of Neil Gaiman's, but it's up. It used to be up there. But then honestly, I thought about it, and I'm like, Neverwhere is such a better book that I'm like, yeah, I like American Gods, but Neverwhere is just such a more fun character and more interesting like stakes involved in it. Yeah, I think that's because yeah, but with in that one too, it just kind of like putting him in there and not understanding his purpose in the BPRD was such a strange move. I think it's like, yeah, we're just gonna throw in this other like person who's like got powers, but is a human, and I'm like, but the point is that he's a regular agent. Like they didn't understand that. Like it's like this guy follows the orders of the BPRD. He's not like Hellboy. And they're like, no, he's just another wild card. And I'm like, guys, come on. It's also a shame that they weren't able to do the storyline with the golem or the homunculus guy, because him teaming up with that guy was a funny combination because they just did not he did not like that golem at first. He just thought he was really creepy and weird looking. He's just like, you look so strange. Yeah, I think the other thing, the reason I don't understand why they chose that arc is that is that I think that's some of the weaker writing from from Mignola, like pulling Hellboy into the Arthurian legends was kind of meh. Oh wait, is the golem in the newer one? Because I could see them messing him up anyway. Because in the with Ron Perlman, they had him in the background of a scene, but he wasn't alive. He was just like deactivated, which is weird because I thought that when they found him he was alive. So I'm like, it's strange that they found him in that version, kind of like in that form. It's a shame because he would have been a cool like bit of the Golden Army storyline. That would have been kind of cool if like at the very end they changed it to the point where like it ended kind of more like his storyline where he had to absorb his brother. But I don't know. I mean, it's not a bad story. It's just kind of felt like it could have been better. Because again, Abe Sapien was kind of a goofball in it, and that can work, but because I mean he wasn't super serious in the comic, but he was kind of more like the straight man kind of character, where it's like I said, very flat kind of delivery sometimes, and like more matter of fact, less. Which is what I thought he was going to be when they first showed him, but then they instantly put him into being more like this like Jean Grey kind of character where she kept reading people, and I'm like, he really doesn't do that much in the comic. And he never used guns, which is surprising too. Like, they let Hellboy use guns, but they didn't let him, and I'm like, but that's his... He uses... How does he fight, then? Yeah, from what I didn't even watch the newer one, but from what I saw, like, they put in some of the characters like that was, I forget what they called him, but he looked kind of like a pig, but he was a specific type of fairy, or some kind of fae, but they where he was a type of ogre, I think, and he kept getting like beat up by Hellboy until but he kept coming back because he had her magic. Magda's magic was keeping him alive or something. And yeah, plus they didn't have. I doubt they had time to do the Wild Hunt in that movie, which was also in that story, and was an important part about how. His story in that arc was about him controlling his anger so he could become the Arthurian legend, because otherwise, I mean, he wouldn't have been able to hold Excalibur or any of that stuff, which again I didn't like. So it's it's something. Some of his stories get a bit out there. Have you ever seen his pilot for Screw On Head? That's funny. You should. I think it's still on YouTube, honestly. I think you can still look up the pilot on YouTube. It's really funny. Where Abraham Lincoln runs this paranormal agency, and he since there's no televisions, there's this painting of him with a mouth that flips open and close, it's got two states, kind of like a very basic VTuber or PNG tuber. It's click 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 click, and it makes it look like he's talking. And the bad guy is Emperor Zombie, a previous butler of the main character who turned evil. It was essentially something. It's kind of funny that Mignola will make these stories and then turn them into bigger things. Hellboy was just a sketch that he made that turned into a whole series, and then he wrote Screw On Head for fun, and it's only I think it's an issue or two, but it's really, and then somebody, I think I forget what studio, but because the craziest part is Paul Giamatti plays Screw On Head, so I highly recommend it just to hear him do that be that character. He does a great job as the voice. It's so good. Yeah, and like Emperor Zombie turned his girlfriend into a vampire. I just love the part where he's just like, mine now. He just catches her with this like giant bat creature and then it's like turns her right in front of him. He's like, mine now. Such a good show. Yeah, it's fun. I definitely think it's worth checking out sometime. I might actually rewatch it again sometime soon, like this, maybe even this weekend, because it's just so goofy. Where is this? Got too many layers. I gotta flatten. Whoa, not that layer. No, not that one. Let's see. Let's get that tail. But yeah, it's just such a shame that like such a Hollywood keeps trying to do things with like the dark franchises. I mean, what was it, the Dark Universe? And like all they would have to do is just take Hellboy, and then like Frankenstein shows up and is part of that storyline. I think Dracula. If Dracula's not there, there's definitely other vampires in Hellboy. It's like, guys, you have this really good character that you could make as the main liner, and then have all these other people show up. Like there's this, in one of the stories there was like this young Russian girl who had this like giant demon in her, and she was, but that was a BPRD story actually. That wasn't Hellboy. I don't think it was. I know it's so confusing because like there's so many times in his own stories that he barely meets up with his people. Like he'll just like go off on his own and then like maybe show up with them again at the end. That's why it's funny that in the movies him and Abe are always fighting side by side, and I'm like, they didn't really do that much at all. They didn't have they were usually on the like Abe was usually with the agents and Hellboy went off on his own. But yeah, it's a shame. But at the same time, like I said, it's the reason why I'm not too sad that they haven't tried to do too much with it, because like there's just so many times that every time they try and touch those franchises, they get them so wrong. Yeah, I'm really liking this. The dynamic lighting here is really. I'm glad I made it purple, because like that purple's really like giving it a nice like feel to all of this as well. So. Maybe I'll add in some of the put some of that on here actually, and actually this side of the face would be the brighter side actually. But yeah, he's like a speedrunner in Dark Souls. Yeah, they. So that's why at this point, whenever I hear people get excited for more, like new, like characters from Marvel, I'm always just like, I guess I'm excited, but I don't even really. I kind of, they've kind of worn me out a little. I want a little break. I want a breather from from not even just superheroes. I mean, yeah, from those kind of superheroes at least. Like, can't we just have some like more like regular heroes that aren't superheroes? Like Daredevil's fine, but yeah, you're right. Like, you mean like kind of like maybe more like that, where he's kind of like glowing here because of how much energy is in his mouth. And then like maybe like have kind of showing a little bit in his throat too. I guess. And then I can go on top of it a little bit to give it a little bit more. Yeah. No, I agree. That's a good point. Honestly, I don't even need that much of the purple. I can make the purple much lighter. I just liked it on against that hand, but Even there, I'm not sure I really need it. Like, it looks okay though. I might actually change that to be more like a... That might look better with... more like that. Yeah. I'm trying to think how I wanna... I could even have like the I do have another illustration where he has the words coming out of the page. Maybe I can do something with that where I make like a torrent of words coming out, and that's what's hitting everything. Like these like strings of runes that have like characters that, I mean, these strings of characters that kind of are just spilling out of the book. I'll be right back. It's kind of like yeah, no, you're probably right. I'll fix that in a second. This character up. Okay. Right, yeah. I thought that's what it meant. Yeah, no, I kind of even saw that one. Because I think what happened was I drew it as a monocle at first, and then I put an eye in it later, and I think that's what messed it up. Because... even just like... Boop, 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 boop. I don't know, I kind of even was playing around with the idea of making his eye almost turn into... both of his eyes turn into slivers. So... maybe... maybe I keep them both as white, actually. It kind of works better when they're both white. Here. Normally that eye is black, but... kind of like give them both like really light. Kind of like he's just like they've almost like rolled back, or like they're not even rolled back. It's like a storm kind of situation where he's just like just so engrossed in the spell that it's like just it's pretty much like possessed him almost. For his like his avatar state. Thanks. Yeah, that was good. That was a good thought. Good advice. Just cleaning up that, because yeah, nose needs fixed too a little bit, but that's not. I mean, that's obvious. Like, it just needs to be shaped more. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, that's already better because that part was bugging me. Do 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 do. Yeah, for the next one, I just need to figure out. I might do one with the maybe I'll try and do a lore piece or like a painting version like this with the creature that deceived him. That'd be pretty cool. So maybe in a second I'll switch to that. Just so I can do excuse me, sorry. And then we can just maybe we can just bounce between them because this one's coming along nice and it's entering the refinement stage, whereas it'd be nice to try and start something new. This is pretty crazy. Couples? Oh, thank you. I'm like, wait, what? Thank you. Funny, I remember I had a teacher in middle grade that would give like would almost like stop class to do like a prayer almost whenever someone sneezed, and then I had the inverse of that in high school where I had this English teacher who, if you said bless you or anything like that when someone sneezed. He yelled at you and said, "Don't hold up my class like that." So it was so weird. That guy was nuts though, but he was a good. I mean, he was a good teacher. He just was a bit crazy. Very eccentric character. He wore sandals and socks, so, which is fine on its own, but he was also just a bit of a loon on top of that, so it was just like a hat on a hat, kind of. Yeah. Well, that, and he had a picture of Marilyn Monroe in his classroom that he'd always like randomly stare at. So he's kind of a weird person. Kind of surreal thinking back on that class and thinking that I had this entire term paper that I based around my how excited I was for Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within, and how like interesting it would be if that movie like led to not even like I wasn't even like saying like that CG would that they're like I wasn't even talking about like AI actors or anything like that, but I was talking about like CG actors possibly, because that movie was trying to hint that that might be a thing with like making that character like this like almost like like star, like she was like they were trying to sell things with her in Japan, I believe, like on billboards. I'm like, guys, wait till the movie comes out before you do that. It might not be good. I don't know if it was bad. I wouldn't say it was bad, but I don't think it's held up as well as like Infant Children. Oh, sorry. Is it better now? That's weird that it did that. Is it? It's still there? What's going on? Yeah, but that's strange. Okay, let me know if it gets bad, because I'll do something about it if it does get actual bad, but... Oops. Oh no, what did I do? This was supposed to be on its own layer. I didn't want it. I wasn't sure if I wanted it. I wanted to put it on its own layer in case I didn't like it. Okay, good. I got rid of it. Yeah, because I wanted to... Yeah, I think we talked about last time. Like, I'd like to get to find time to play those Final Fantasy games, but I just haven't been able to. Like, the Final Fantasy remake games, I would love to find time to play them. If nothing else, just to hear Matt Mercer get to play as Vincent would be pretty cool. I love that story. I keep going back and watching that interview where he talked about that. That's just so funny. Where he's just like, yeah, I just went in for like some to do some background characters, and they had me read one more voice, and it turns out it was Vincent, one of his favorite cosplays. I'll change that actually, so it's. I think it was in Mighty Nine, but there was that funny bit where he's talking about like what time of day it is, and he's like, well, the sun is like mid sky, and as he was saying, he's like, I'm not saying it, guys. It's high noon. I'm so excited to see how they handle the animated version of that show of the Mighty Nine, because that was such a like. I mean, there's parts of. I mean, there's definitely dramatic moments in Vox Machina for sure. I mean, and they did an amazing job, or they're doing an amazing job with that. But Mighty Nine is just so much darker in every way possible. Like from the beginning, it was darker. So it'll be really interesting seeing how they handle that. It's funny that it was darker, but Jester is like the cutest character ever. Like she's just like she's this adorable character that's like in this like adorable dirty character that's in this. I gotta add that caveat. But yeah, she's so morally gray too. Despite being cute, she's just like there's literally that moment where they're just like she's like where they're like we're not gonna hurt these people, and she's like I didn't agree to that. It's like oh my gosh. Oh good. That's good to hear. Maybe I think it must have been you know what it probably was. It was probably the connection. There might have been like a hiccup in the speed or something, and that caused it to like act weird. That must have been what it was. That's what we'll say it was. But yeah, Mighty Nine's where I started. I went after I enjoyed Mighty Nine so much that I went back and did Vox Machina. Because for a little while I was worried that I'd be getting spoilers for the show, but then I realized how different the Vox Machina was from. Yep, the Mighty Nine fixed it. You're right. Yeah, thank you, Jester. Thank you very much. You're the best. Plus, they had so many great They had so many great people that showed up in that arc. One that particular art I don't know if you've seen it, but I felt so bad for her. She came in the wrong episode. I do hope some of them show up because there wasn't too. That was one thing that I was disappointed with Mighty Nine is that they weren't able to fit very many of the guest star. They didn't have. I'm trying to think if they had any of the guests appear. Yeah, no, I don't think they did. Because like they gotta at least get the Cobalt character showing up. That was hilarious. With his like 5-minute lifespan. Oh wow, how long do kobolds live? 5 years. How old are you? 5 years. Oh no. Gotta flatten more of these layers. I'm having trouble finding things. There we go. Yeah, they had a couple really great. I mean, both series had really great guest stars. And then the one shot they recently did for Suikoden to promote the game was really good too. Almost makes me want to try and play that game because I used to love. I love those kind of games, those older JRPGs. Like I was a huge fan of like a long time ago. I played like Golden Sun back in the day, and that was really good. And I still got to go back and I might not trying to beat Chrono Trigger on my stream maybe sometime. That might be kind of fun, like on my Twitch one maybe. Because I know on here they're gonna probably like try and like hit me with copyright for playing the music in the game while playing the game. Because I never beat. I got. I don't even know how far I got really, because I'm not sure where that game ends, but I got pretty far, I think. Yeah, there's so many games like that in Persona and Elden Ring. I was gonna maybe sometime try and play that. Like, there's just so many of those kind of games. There we go. Finally found the lines. Jeez, that was driving me crazy. Ah. I know what I can do. I can do. This might be kind of a cool effect. Do Oops, no? That's the edge color. Oh, because yeah, I'm dumb. There we go. Not that. Why is it so dark? It's unnormal. Why is it dark? Oh well. Because I was going to do something like with Kirby Crackle with this. Yeah. Oops, nope, not that. Bum, 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 bum. Where's my Kirby Crackle? Well, here's lightning. But that's a lightning brush. I usually only use that for background stuff because I don't like it to be for main elements. There you go. Wait. I keep thinking I see it, but I don't. I swear it was in here. Did I delete it accidentally? That's kind of a cool effect, but I mean, a really cool texture, but doesn't really work here. That's a cool. That would be cool for like a dark aura, like maybe these things kind of. No, that doesn't work for them. Unless I lower the opacity. Nah. Where's my Kirby Crackle? Ah! They stole it from me. No, that's not it. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. I found it. Crisis averted. Oh no! Hungry cat. Can't fight that. Do, 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 do. Yeah. I kind of like that. It's kind of like this like fairy dust kind of like look to it. Which brings more of that gold back into the drawing and kind of balances it out with all the bright blue. Oops. No, redo. I like that. I need to find a brush for characters. That would be kind of... Maybe I'll just try and draw them. Beep, 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 beep. Just like... I don't know, it doesn't look really good. Just loose doesn't look very good. Usually what I would do is just have like... I'll do this on a different layer. I want it to be its own thing. So... I just don't even know if it's even needed though, because I think it made sense in that one, but it's not really good for here. I can even lower the opacity a little bit more. There, yeah. Just so it's not too overpowering, but it kind of just adds a little bit more. Could be a little bit. I think that's fine. And then I can just go back, and you can always... The cool thing is I can do negative too, where I can kind of, yeah, I can kind of go in to this and kind of like make it, break it up with the negative brush. Maybe actually... Nah, I don't want to use too much of one effect. Maybe it's like a conjured familiar that's made out of dark energy. See, but now it's kind of messy. Yeah, I can clean that up actually, though. It's a thought. I mean, the worst case scenario, what I can do is always just take this whole layer and just change them to that, and then they. Maybe not. It's weird that like. I guess if I do like that, they kind of. Oh no. And I'm just playing around with these creatures that he's going to be fighting. Like, I was going to make them like these dark essence creatures, like these, just like essentially like flying teeth, like. Yeah. Just something that where I can have him like be like his cut loose and just be like pure rage on, go nuts on these things and not feel too bad because they're just these conjured forms of creatures. They're not even like real like they're not even real wisps. They're like corrupted wisps. Now I can move in closer because I was drawing from a distance just on purpose so that I could make them loose. But now I can move in and see if I want to like this one just got, yeah, essentially, yeah. They're just like these like maybe even this one doesn't have its mouth open yet. Maybe it's kind of like flying at it. Well, it could actually do that still. But I just wanted to make like kind of like flying fish kind of thing, where they have the big eyes on the side. And he just decimated this one. It's like bum, 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 bum. Shit, that doesn't really work. I'm gonna lower those teeth down a little bit. No, not like that. Whoops. I attacked my own drawing there. It'd actually be scarier if they were shorter, because then that means it could actually do more damage. Like a piranha, kind of. Yeah. Because like long teeth are good for like things like anglerfish, which don't really bite, they just kind of trap. Whereas this thing's gonna wants to nibble on him. See, I'd love to put in his wisps help, his little companions helping, but that's too much happening in one page. Maybe this is before he finds them or something, kind of like a story of like a bit of the lore, but like before he has help. Yep. Waka 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 waka. Yeah, I kind of like the mix of like the fiendish with like the powerful persona that he's displaying, kind of like just some, I think it actually helps make him look like the good guy too, because otherwise it's like, is this the, should we be rooting for this guy? And it's like, well, when you see those things, you're like, oh yes, yes, absolutely. It's like, so we certainly don't want those things loose. Yeah, I'll do that for a different one. I was almost tempted to make them more like flying manta ray, but like little like little creepy fish things are spirit fish monsters are work for me. The blue caps? Yeah. Or like the or the regular wisps, yeah, they're like, well, the unseelie could be using dark magic to like maybe twist their wisps into the wisps in the area into these dark elementals, and he joins them to try and save and free them. And maybe they actually just reform into, like, their energy after a little while dissipates and reforms back into regular wisps. So maybe it's not even like actual, like, doesn't even necessarily hurt them 100%. It's more like just like freeing them from being trapped. Yeah, definitely. Maybe that's a big part of the spell. Like, he's not just randomly just doing like a powerful swing. He's actually making it so his spell's imbued with this like a energy that will like dissipate them so that they're no longer evil. So yeah, something like that would be kind of cool. That could be it too. They could just be. He could just be like purifying them 100% of their oni. Like, he could just be like That's true as well. Maybe we will just make it that. Honestly, it's easier just to say that. Like he's just casting like a purification spell that just like erases them. This outline brush came in really useful here. Kind of based on almost like evil betas, like the fish, because like they have like those. I like how those fins kind of go like that. They have like the ribbon like fins. Just look really cool. Yeah, no, you're right. That yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think it. Yeah, saving them would be his main objective anyway. He's not a really violent person. He's the whole point behind him is he's like an adventurer, and he like, I mean, he not an adventurer, but he has kind of taken on that mantle as he's come here. Is like this like someone who's trying to learn as much as he can. He's not like a just violent, thoughtless murderer. He never had that kind of intention in his body ever. So the thought of him being like this dangerous person that hurts people or even hurts spirits just seems off. So. Maybe their eyes glow. Just for fun. Just to add more fun to them. Yeah. Darker, darker, darker. Yeah. It's a night fight. Oops. So that could be more on them. Or is he's hitting them even like maybe like part of this is actually like affecting them. Oops. No. Not that much. Yeah, more like this. Kind of like. Yeah, almost like that. Like. Except that's a low opacity layer. I need to make it a brighter layer. But like, yeah, I mean, this is just one moment in the story, so I can have him fight plenty of other things that are like these, but just different, and play around with like different ways he reacts to them every time, and they kind of make me think of like a those things from the Max, which isn't a bad thing. Those were kind of cool, and I wouldn't mind that being something to have them compared to, like those little like monsters that work for that guy. Maybe this one just has like a slight cut in it. Like it's already starting to change it a little. It just got like nicked, but maybe not. They don't all have to be hit. Let's move on to something else. I just want to step away from this for a second because this is coming along. It's a pretty cool idea, but like you said, it could. I just don't want it to become too saturated. I think it's pretty good where it is, and it just needs to be refined at this point. So. Okay. There's a couple of moments I could do. One I thought about doing, but would be better just as part of a storyboard, is the moment when it's hunting him. It's like giant, or even just like maybe. I was thinking this creature's gonna have like this, like almost like skink or something, or like a, but like kind of like a snake-like form where it's like floating and it's. But either that or like I might make it humanoid, but I'm just not sure because that would give him. Yeah. I've had a face. What if it was like that? Maybe something like that, actually. It's like a. It does have a face on it, but it's like a mask over its head. Yeah. I don't like this. This is too. This is that would be a good idea for this for the animatic, but it doesn't work for this. Like it. One of the prompts is just bog, so I think I'm just gonna have him chilling out for one, where he's just gonna be fishing. Fishing, fishing, fishing. And these little spirits are gonna be floating around him like, how's it going? Because I want a more relaxed one. That was a fun action one. I want to chill. I want the one that I could use for like a. I could even turn into like another animated like lo-fi beats kind of one. Sure. Thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate your having someone to talk to. That was. Have a great night. And I'll see you next Wednesday. It's gonna be like a willow trees. I haven't really drawn willow trees in a while. Kind of fun to try. They kind of have like those leaves that descend down, kind of. Maybe he's even got like his wings are actually up, guarding and they're protecting his little wisps from the rain. It's gonna be like raining out. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Excuse me. Bye. Oh wow. I'm just gonna rough this one out and then I'll probably hit it behind the bed too. Or maybe I'll yeah. I'll be right back though. I wanna I think I'll rough this out and then I'll probably call it a night after that unless someone shows up. So, we'll see. Eh. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Me, 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 me. Oops. You know what? No, I said I was going to rough this out. I'll rough it out. I said I'm not going to... littler wisps and the little spirits in the willow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is pretty good. I got some other things I need to do tonight, so I think this is a good place to call it. And I hope everyone has a great night. And I'll be back on Wednesday on this channel, and I'll be on Twitch tomorrow. Probably working on this one. And yeah. So have a good night, everyone, and enjoy your week.